The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Chapter 20. Gigi. Here we go. Gigi tried to clear her mind. Did she have a knife strapped to her thigh with leopard print duct tape beneath her ball gown, where no one else could see it? Yes. Yes, she did. Did anyone in this room realize that? No. No, they did not. Was she carrying a grudge the size of Pangea about what she'd had to sacrifice to keep said knife and said duct tape? Also, yes. But right now, none of that mattered. The only thing that mattered was that Avery was addressing the room. The 7 of you are here because 3 years ago, I went from living in my car to having the world. I became an extremely unlikely heiress. At the front of the room, the remaining Hawthorne brothers took up position around Jameson and Avery in a way that made it hard for Gigi to think of the 5 of them as anything other than a unit. Nash and Xander and Grayson and Jameson and Avery against the world. All 4 Hawthornes removed their masks. Anything I could imagine, Avery continued, was suddenly within my grasp, and I was thrown into the middle of a game I can't even describe. Beside Avery, Jameson was looking at her like she was the sun and the moon and the stars and eternity, all rolled into one. In Gigi's entire life, no one had ever looked at her like that. I was given the chance of a lifetime, Avery said, her voice echoing through the great room. And now, I'm giving it to you. Not the fortune, not all of it anyways, but the experience, the ultimate puzzle, the most incredible game, the kind of challenge that will show you who you are and what you're capable of, all with life-changing riches in the balance. That I can give you. She paused. This year's prize is $26 million. $26 million. And unlike Gigi's trust fund, that money would be unrestricted. Although only one of you will walk away the winner of this year's game, Avery cheated her gaze to Jameson, none of you will be leaving this island empty-handed. The masks you're wearing tonight, Jameson said, are yours to keep. Gigi brought her hand up to her own mask. Its edges were lined with tiny, perfect pearls. Diamond chips encircled her eyes, and the trio of peacock feathers on the side of the mask was held in place by an aquamarine the size of her smallest knuckle. Gigi wondered how much money she could get for it, and how many reverse heists she could pull off the proceeds. And then there's these. Jameson produced a long velvet box, seemingly out of nowhere. Avery flipped the box open. Gigi pressed toward to get a better look. All around the room, the other players were doing the same. Inside the box, there were 7 pins, small gold keys. Avery removed one from the box. However this shakes out, I want you to remember, the people in this room with you tonight are the only ones who will ever know what it was like to play this year's game. From now through the ends of your life, that's something you will share. Growing up, Jameson said, looking at each of his brothers in turn, it was something of a rite of passage in the Hawthorne house to receive a pin a bit like these. Consider them a symbol. Win or lose, you're all part of something now. Avery smiled. You are not alone. Not alone? Gigi's heart managed to twist and leap in her chest at the same time. She looked distinctly to Savannah, but her twin's gaze was locked on Avery, and only Avery, as the heiress and the Hawthorne brothers began distributing the pins. For the record, Jameson announced, as he affixed Savannah's pin in place, you should all know that our beloved, if what emotionally constipated brother Grayson had no part in designing this year's game. He might be the one ensuring things run smoothly, but he's every bit in the dark as the 7 of you. Nash appeared in front of Gigi. With gentle hands, he pinned the gold key to her ball gown. Here you go, kid, he winked. Nice necklace. Color suits you. Enough already, Knox cut in. Enough with the masks and the formal wear and the speeches. He spoke precisely, but with almost no pauses between his words, like he considered the ebb and flow of speech a waste of time. That bag-stealing scum basket. What's the game? Knox demanded. You just wait, eyebrows of doom, Gigi thought. Just wait. Every story has its beginning, Knox. Avery's voice took on an almost musical lilt as she spoke the familiar words. Your story, all of yours, starts when the sands of time run out. With no small amount of dramatic flair, Xander knelt and bopped bopped the wood floor with the heel of his hand. The panel popped up. A hidden compartment. Xander withdrew an object from it. An hourglass. Gigi hadn't meant to say that out loud. The hourglass was about 1.5 feet tall and filled with sparkling black sand. Xander strolled forward and set it on one of the 2 identical marble coffee tables. Gigi watched, mesmerized, as black sand began to fall. Until then, Avery held out an arm for Jameson, who took it. Follow us. End of chapter 20.